You know that moment when you send an important email, you hit refresh and nothing happens? No reply, no open, no click, it's just quiet. And then you start wondering if maybe something's off. So you send a test email to yourself and it lands in spam. That's when you realize it's not the message, it's your deliverability. If you've ever worked in marketing, ops, or admin, you've probably run into this at some point. One day, your emails are flying just fine. The next, Gmail thinks you're shady and Outlook decides to put your newsletter in the dreaded Other tab. It happens so fast. And once your sender reputation drops, climbing back out can feel impossible. As an executive assistant, I've cleaned up more of these messes than I can count. When deliverability tanks, the panic spreads fast. People think it's the platform, the copy, the designer. But most of the time, it comes down to trust. That's all email deliverability is: digital trust. You can't buy it. You can't fake it. You have to build it one send at a time. So let's talk about how to fix it the right way, without tearing your hair out and without wasting another campaign in spam. First, figure out what's actually happening. Before you can fix deliverability, you have to know where your emails are landing. Send a few test messages to different inboxes: Gmail, Outlook, iCloud. If you land in primary, great. If you're in promotions or other, that's a warning sign. And if you're in spam, that's the bad place. But don't stop there, because the folder only shows the symptom, not the cause. Think of your domain like it has a credit score. Send valuable wanted messages and your score goes up. Send ignored or deleted emails, it tanks. That score is built on authentication, which is the digital version of showing ID at the door. 3 records matter most: SPF, DKIM, and DMARC. Together, they prove you are who you say you are. I've seen legitimate companies get buried in spam just because someone forgot to update those records when they switched CRMs. It's like showing up to airport security with your mom's passport. So check your DNS settings. Make sure those records are active and correct. MX Toolbox will tell you instantly if something's missing. Then, before a big send, run a test through mailtester.com. It'll grade your message for things that you would never notice: broken HTML, spam trigger phrases, weird code. And if you want to see how Gmail or Outlook really view you, connect to Google Postmaster Tools and Microsoft SNDS. They're brutally honest. You'll know right away if they trust you or not. Once your setup looks clean, test your performance, because guessing why your emails aren't landing is a waste of energy. Deliverability testing doesn't lie. I use 2 apps together: Inbox Ally and GlockApps. GlockApps shows you exactly where your emails land and why. Inbox Ally takes that info and helps rebuild reputation. It's like credit repair for your domain. It simulates real engagement: opens, clicks, replies, so inbox algorithms learn to trust you again. If your domain's new, or if you've been oversending, pair it with Warmy or Warm Up Inbox. They slowly warm your domain while Inbox Ally boosts engagement signals. Together, they're basically email rehab. I started using that combo after a client switch went sideways. They moved from HubSpot to a new CRM and forgot to warm up the new domain, and their open rate crashed from 47% down to 7%. We used GlockApps to diagnose, ZeroBounce to clean the list, and Inbox Ally plus Warmy to rebuild. By week 2, we'd gone from spam to promotions. And by week 4, we were back in primary. That's what consistent testing and engagement repair can do. You can't fake trust, but you can earn it back. Once you have the data, fix what caused the problem. Deliverability issues are rarely about one bad email. They're about patterns. If mailbox providers see most people ignoring or deleting your messages, they'll assume that your next one is just as bad. So start with your list. If you're still emailing people who haven't opened anything since 2020, you're hurting yourself. Use ZeroBounce or NeverBounce to clear out the dead weight. Then look at your sending behavior. Even legitimate senders look suspicious if their volume jumps overnight. If you normally send to 500 and then suddenly blast to 5,000, inboxes notice. Warm up gradually. Start with your most engaged contacts and build slowly. Warmy can automate that gradual growth so it looks natural instead of desperate. And yes, content still matters. Spam filters are smarter now, but they still flag bad code or shouty sales copy. Run your emails through Inbox Ally's spam checker before every big send. But here's the secret weapon: engagement. Inbox algorithms care deeply about how people interact with your messages. Opens, scrolls, clicks, replies. Those are the positive signals. Delete or spam reports, those are the red flags. So send things people actually want to read. Keep it consistent, keep it relevant, keep it human. Over time, that's what retrains the algorithm to trust you again. Once you're back in the inbox, don't coast. You've already gone and done all of the fixing. You don't want to do it again. And just like everything else in this world, it's going to take maintenance. I like to test every few weeks using both Inbox Ally and GlockApps. That way, I can see if my open rates are starting to dip or if my test emails are drifting towards promotions. When you catch it early, you fix it early. Sometimes that means cleaning my list. Sometimes I'm adjusting subject lines. And sometimes I'm checking my reputation in Google Postmaster Tools. Consistency builds trust. The more predictable your behavior, the better inboxes treat you. Once you're in good standing, protect what you have rebuilt. Re-authenticate new tools properly. Warm up every new domain before it goes live. Check your DNS records quarterly and clean your list after every major send. And when you switch platforms, slow down. Re-authenticate, rewarm, and test before blasting your full list. Every shortcut you skip on setup comes back later as a reputation issue. And if things start slipping again, go back to the basics. MX Toolbox for your records. Inbox Ally for testing. GlockApps for tracking. ZeroBounce for list hygiene. Then rebuild slowly and steadily. Don't forget, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. At the end of the day, email deliverability is just trust. Send consistently, send responsibly, send to people who actually care. And if your emails are vanishing into spam, don't panic. You can fix it. Check your setup, use the right tools, rebuild your reputation, and keep it clean once it's healthy. Because the only thing worse than being marked as spam is realizing you could have prevented it.